I guess I'm playing RLCraft now. This time, I'm gonna try survive an hour. I started off the world, spawned on an island. First thing you're gonna want to do is collect rocks. Try to stay clear of like sea serpents or dragons. So I made a flint knife. Yeah, so I got fiber, plant fiber, from cutting the grass down. The reason I was collecting this is for wool, so I can craft this strange wool and get a whole bunch of wool armor in a sleeping bag. My flint knife broke, so I made another one. And I got some sticks for a hatchet. I made a little hole into the side of the hill to protect me from the sea serpent. I finished cutting the rest of the bushes down around my island, crafted the hatchet, and chopped down the tree on my island. First thing I crafted was a boat that could get off this island. So when the sea serpent wasn't near, I jumped to the other island and started cutting plant fibers for more string so I can make wool. Yep, I also punched a little hole through the mountain on this island, crafted my first bed as well. I also made my pickaxe, my first wooden pickaxe, and kept mining through the mountain. I made a little entrance out the other side of the hill so I could go through. I made some little rooms in my little underground house. I started gathering some dirt and making a little one-high border on the edge of my island so none of the creatures from the ocean can come up onto my island. Anyway, I slept, and yeah, the next day I made a flint knife as well and finished clearing the island for plants. And I also took any little rocks I saw. Yeah, so eventually when I got the wool boots, so they could keep me warm because they've got +2 warmth, I finished raising up the land around my island. Now I'm just about to go to the pirate ship. I decided to go on a boat, leave the island for the first time, but it was very cold, so I went back. The idea was I was going to go to that and get wool so I can make bandages on it, but instead I decided to go to this ocean castle. Yeah, well, my island had no wood, so yeah, I went to this boat and I got a bunch of wood. After that, I went inside the thing, explored a little bit. Yeah, I went inside, I found some spears, I found some sticks, some apples, a plaster or a bandage or something. I went outside and fought a Jengu that broke my arm. Nearly killed me, actually. Get a bunch of XP from the box. XP is really useful in RLCraft. Use it to level up things like farming or defense. Because when you spawn into the world, you can't wear iron or diamonds. You need XP to level up. I heard a trumpet in the wall, so it must have been like a skeleton with a trumpet. Yeah, I looked around a little bit. Anyway, I found it in the other room. Anyway, I decided to go attack it. I realized it was a skeleton with superpowers. So I was like, nah, I'm not messing with that. Yep, so after that castle, I decided to go to the pirate ship, finally. And I broke a hole in the side of it, because I already know there were going to be spawners inside there. And I started farming the zombies for XP. I went to the mushroom fields biome, which is really lucky actually. It's really rare. There was a dragon in the mushroom fields, so I dug a hole in the side of the hill and left that place. Yep, so after I left the mushroom fields, I went back to the pirate ship. I knew there was going to be more spawners there. So I blocked up the other room, and which gave me a lot of XP. I leveled up agility to 4 and defense to 4. Anyway, it was turning to night, so I quickly went up to the sail, got a crafting table and some wool, and made a sleeping bag before it turned to night. Yeah, so the next morning, I took the sails of the pirate ship for wool, because in RLCraft, especially early game, wool is really useful for like healing and stuff. Yeah, so I crafted the rest of my armor, my wool armor set, so now I don't have to worry about the cold, and it's a little bit more protection. I also made bandages with the wool. Anyway, I decided to try go back for more XP, but realized there's no point, because there's like a skeleton with superpowers or something down there. That guy can one-shot me if he hits me in the head, and this is hardcore. Instead, I went to a little raft on the ocean. Yeah, I found an iron helmet, some spears, I found some more wood, some food. Yeah, before I left, I took all of the jack-o'-lanterns around the place. I found some beetroot seeds and a bit of gunpowder. Yep, and after that, I tried to leave. There was I don't even know what that is, like a fish creature? A fish man? Yeah, it was a fish man. He hit my head, my arm or something. But I did some swift dodging in my boat, and I made it back to the island before night. Yep, so the next day, I crafted a furnace, and eventually I went back to the ocean fortress, or the ocean castle structure. Yeah, when I went back to the castle, the skeleton with the trumpet was still there. I found another sea serpent out a window, so I went back inside. Yeah, so I crafted another boat. So once I took anything valuable from the ocean fortress, I went to the balcony, put a boat down on the edge, and fell in the water. I left the structure, past a swamp. Don't go in swamps. If you're trying to stay alive, do not go in swamps. So I passed the swamp, and I went to the forest. I saw a little village structure, and I killed a bunch of sheep. Yeah, I leveled up attack to 3. Yeah, so I was looking through the forest, killing animals and stuff. And then all of a sudden, that happened. A bunch of fire on the edge of the trees. So, that's obviously a dragon. So I made a hole in the hill, put my bed down and slept. The next day, I looked outside my little hole, saw an Enderman. So I looked at it. Well, apparently Enderman can break blocks in RLCraft. I guess I survived an hour in RLCraft. I will be making part 2 though.